My country people, Raphael and Kayamu don jam theirself together. Make I come lis ten the way Raphael take tell Kayamu say make e hold on first, make e first talk, make e no dey use leg take dey renod im mouth. Hey, my country people no know say this our brother Raphael journalist, e no dey talk say e dey rush. As e dey talk, e wan make e dey talk, make e dey talk, make e dey enter head. As Kayamu just dey talk, e just say, Mr. Kayamu, take am easy, make I first talk my word first before you go talk. You know some of these people, if they get lie already, they want make gree make people no, make the truth no come out. But Raphael say, Kayamu, Mr. Kayamu, take am easy first, make I talk. Make na lis ten, we dey talk at the video dey waka dey go small small, my country people.
Very good. But let's go back to the failures of the APC, which the wife of the president even confirmed by begging.
But it's not that they are alleged failures.
No.
Don't use the word failures.
No. Mr. Kiyamo, you asked for let's pipe things down. We've been civil. Let's just continue this way. Let me finish talking. Now you are interrupting me, Mr. Kiyamo. Let's keep things civil, all right?
I'm just trying to.
Mr. Kiyamo, I'm sure the world sees that you're the one interrupting me now. Let me finish my statement.
Go ahead.
All right, the failures of the APC, which are too numerous to mention. One of the longest strike in recent times, ASU strike, the Japa syndrome, the poor economy, the fact that as Minister of Labor, we've not had employment for the people, youth unemployment on the high, the fact that you'll be leaving one of the biggest debt burden behind. So when you were saying in 2015, everybody knew that Nigeria was headed for dire straits, people are even more skeptical about the future after this your government leaves because you've left so much debt behind, you've crippled the economy, you're trying to tax everybody, and you keep breaking the laws. You know what you're doing now? For the first time, you've signed in a budget, the president has signed in the budget, but he's not signed the finance bill. You are a lawyer. You know that's at variance with the laws on ground. He skipped that. So the failures keep mounting. I don't know how you're going to defend all.
Donny don talk say they spend 400 billion for this election, for the governor election wey e just happen. So now 400 billion they spend, and God don do one for them. They don't give their money back. May I listen.
Assisted by God Almighty, to make sure that the mandate of the people freely given to Atiku Abubakar is retrieved. We spent over 400 billion naira.
Chief of Staff Andrew, he don't talk for inside this matter, say this election wey waka comot so for president o, he say they see everything, all of them no make sense. He say even the panel paper, when they thief am, the voting paper when they cash down, they put for inside gutter. He say they see everything. He say make Nigeria unite. He say security no dey this our country. Now I come ask and say how we wan come do am so. He say na me dey arrange how security go come dey Nigeria. May na watch, may na leave on a comment as it would waka dey go.
Our preliminary statement concluded that there had been a lot of obstruction of the will of the people in the governorship and state assembly elections that took place on Saturday. Nevertheless, we also were able to record on a more positive note that civil society organizations have really been working hard to try to defend democratic standards here in Nigeria, and I think some credit is due there. I think the two things that I take away particularly is on the security front, it was extremely negative on Saturday, and it clearly discouraged some people from exercising their democratic right to make a choice, disenfranchise them. But also on the transparency side, there was some improvements in the performance of the election day process, the opening of the ballots. The polling units were on time for most of the time, and also the uploading of results onto the results viewing platform was done in real time as had been promised. So it was a mixed bag, but the overall voter participation on Saturday was extremely low, and unfortunately doesn't tell a very happy tale.
Indeed, when you said there were some improvements in transparency of the process, from your observation, where are the areas that were lagging? Where could those other improvements could have happened?
Yeah, well, I think most of the problems occurred during the presidential election, where polling units opened very late, where distribution of sensitive election material took place in a fairly haphazard way. where the uploading of results onto iRev were very tardy, and as late as 10 p.m. on that day there were still no results uploaded. And as we all were led to believe, this would be a great game changer where real-time information would be available, and that wasn't the case. And then there were major problems in collation centres. In some cases, collation centres weren't open. And to go back a little bit to BVAS, sometimes they weren't operated properly by polling officers. So they were the main issues around transparency. And clearly, because that didn't operate very well on the 25th of February, it discouraged a lot of people from voting because...
The mission noted that, despite the much-needed reforms from the Electoral Act of 2022, the elections still fell well short of Nigerians' legitimate and reasonable expectations. Voters' trust in the process has been shaken by INEC's lack of transparency. There were numerous missed opportunities to explain the cause and extent of Election Day challenges. The combined effect of these problems disenfranchised Nigerian voters in many parts of the country, although the scope and scale are currently unknown.
And while elections are a vital part of the process, it's the work that will happen next that truly determines the future success of this democracy. Nigeria holds the distinction of having one of the world's youngest populations. It has the largest democracy on the continent and one of the most populous democracies in the world. And so the credibility of the electoral process has a wide-ranging impact, not simply for the continent of Africa, but it has global meaning.
We met with Kwankwaso of NNPP. We met with Atiku of PDP. We met with Pitobi of Labour Party. We met with Tinubu of APC. And we encouraged them go to court if they feel aggrieved, but not to take laws into their hands, not to encourage young people to go to the street and get killed and set kind of insecurity everywhere in the country. The legal system is a part and parcel of our electoral process. What I'm saying is that if you go through the election and you go through the legal system, and if you don't succeed, please don't cause problems. It's peaceful here, but I'm disturbed because within my local government, I've learned that the state constituency 2, what the people call the Anyamas part of Ogwea, that there were crises and materials have been burnt down. And the police must make sure they arrest all those involved. If they feel challenged, they should go to the governor to get the military involved. All those who are involved in that act must be arrested and prosecuted. And we are all watching. The world is watching Nigeria, and we cannot allow some criminal elements.
My country people, how I think enjoy this video when I watch so. What do I think about this wahala for everything, even though you both the way he talk? How I enjoy this video? I leave us comment because only one person know they know everything finish. Because this Nigeria, we don't know where will they go again. Because